It's a
She is,
before
okay,
you
but
were
I don't,
actually like.
I'm gonna be in the
Alright.
road now, and so I,
Okay.
I'll send you a.
No whipping at him.
yeah, no, it's not like that, but,
Oh. Got your feet.
funny. Yep, general ledger, yeah.
Yeah. It's better read.
I turned this thing on, it says offline. Oh, eventually it goes through its cycle and comes back, yeah. Okay.
Great.
Okay, it's 8:00, call the property meeting in order.
Yep.
Approval of the June 14th, 2024 minutes, and special property for June 14th, 2024.
Mr. Wedwig did, point out that you had the wrong title put on the second, the closed session one, cause it was personnel and property together, so I can make that change. They're just exactly the same, that is how we had them.
Alright, so the motion, just changes. First by Mr. Miller, second by Mr. Goodes. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.
On the property minutes, here it says staff present. Capitan Murray.
Wow, what's wrong with that?
Capitan.
Alright,
Got it.
Alright, if it's alright with the board, or the committee, I wanna pull number 5 up, buildings and grounds to the top, cause Jesse's here. And Maureen's here, and let's get that out of the way. Which I'm going down the road. Any objections to that? None being heard? Let's go to buildings and grounds.
Okay, nothing really on the Trails End part. Capital improvement project requests. So I saw that Ashley sent that out. Do we need to talk on any of that, or is that all in the packet?
No, you shouldn't have to unless you're giving your budget update for 2025.
Nope, not yet. Okay, so fairgrounds, the one structural upgrade to East Wing entrance, it had been, sorry. It had been, approved the $58,000 for MR, construction. But when we presented it, there was gonna be LATCAF funds, and then the rest was going to be split between the fair and livestock. That part didn't get into the minutes, so, we are requesting to kinda clean that up and to, approve the funding source for the East Wing project, including $35,000 from LATCAF, $15,350 from livestock, and $11,050 from the fair budget.
Move.
Motion by Jerry Miller, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Tom Hanson, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carried.
On the gravel and grading of the South Ice Rink Arena, we simply just didn't have enough. So, John Caleb was called requesting, hey, can we get it, cause we need to build a bandstand within a couple weeks. So that was an out of committee approval, we're just requesting approval up to,
I think it's 1,200, they're telling me,
okay,
they're in the process of doing the bill this morning, he thinks it'll be about 1,200.
yeah, so that's, yeah, so we're, yeah,
Where's it coming from?
fair budget,
Crossing the county.
and that's, Russ Thompson excavating.
So is there a motion to approve the 1,200 on the ground, or would I kinda about it? Motion by Jerry Miller, second.
Second.
Second by Tom Hanson, all in favor, say aye. Aye, motion carries, or opposed, same sign, motion carries.
Okay, so the next one, electrical for multi-purpose and watering hole, fair board members, installed the fans and did some lighting. We were later, told that that needed to be done by a professional electrician. So Mr. Caleb was called again, asking if we could hurry and do that because we had a dog show coming in, Wednesday. And so he approved up to $3,400, which was the estimate that we had by B&B Electric, who's done lots of work out there. So this is just getting your approval, for his approval. So that's $3,400 to B&B Electric for electrical upgrades for multipurpose and watering hole buildings out of their budget.
So is there a motion for the 3,400?
Moved.
Second. First by Dan Bettis, second by Gary Miller. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Okay, the next one, I'm gonna let Jess talk on that one.
So we are requesting to have the fair, a few things. The watering hole and the, chuck wagon. We're asking that we are able to change those locks and have, usage of them. We've done all the upgrades, put lots of money in it, based on fundraisers that we've had, sponsors, we've put equipment in, we have things that can be removed. The usage of those buildings goes through obvious Justice Youth and Extension, but we're just asking to be involved, which they have moved that to this committee. They approved that earlier this week, that we would be able to be involved so we can remove items out of those buildings if they approve usage. So we're wanting to change the locks on those buildings so people cannot just come and go. Right now, they were, the master locks that it's appearing everyone and their brother has a key anywhere around. And then also booth 8 is currently, the fair booth is under the grandstand where we store our items that we use, that we purchased. Obviously it's a county property, but it's sold fair usage. We're asking for also 9 so that we can put our tables, other items again that are movable, that are leaving the fairgrounds we're finding and are coming back, maybe not in the same condition they left. And we feel strongly we have a responsibility to be using the funds properly that are being donated to us by sponsors in the community. We have huge support by a lot of businesses, a lot of individuals in this community, and they're being very gracious in giving them their money to the fair. And we just want to have a little more control, that they're not just walking away when we're not aware of it. So Gary, about a year and a half ago, had approved us to have whatever booths we wanted under the grandstand. They were gonna be cleaned out. That didn't happen, so I'm just asking for it to be official now that we could have booth 9 also. We have done 8, it's spotless, it's cleaned out, you're welcome to go look in there. We're asking to do that 9.
Motion by Jerry Miller, your second.
Second.
Second by Tom Hanson to approve the motion to rekey the usage storage for 8, 9, watering hole and chuck wagon. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
The next one, discussion on authorized individuals to operate county equipment. We have used, equipment from highway, and right now we have a fair board member who is a county employee. And according to the personnel handbook, only county employees, those associated with county work, and those with express permission are authorized to use a county vehicle. I'm assuming that also means equipment. We've had the sound system get put up. They used the bucket truck thing that goes up. So we were asking to approve the county equipment usage by the Rusk County Fair Board and also contractors doing work on behalf of the Rusk County Fair Board. We do have qualified people on the Fair Board that know how to operate equipment. We just, you were asked the other day, hey, can just anybody use equipment? Obviously I would never, because I don't even, it's stressful for me to even try. But, are you okay with that? So then everybody's on the same page.
It would limit just like the fair board
Yes.
people.
Well, yeah, and I'm also requesting the contractors, but it does sound like those associated with county work is already covered, or am I not reading that right?
I don't think you want any contractor running around using county equipment.
The only issue was, we had we're very limited on, maintenance staff right now, so, and we didn't have Runstrom working that day, so, we had, sound installations using the bucket.
So could you
Truck.
go with like, the fair board people, they should be allowed, because granted, I'm not gonna be down there, and Jerry's not gonna be down there, well, I'm not gonna be down there running skid steer and stuff around on the fairground. But then can we take the contractors on a base by base case?
Yeah, or just, yeah, we don't even have to talk about that today, but then we would come back and we would ask permission for that. Yeah, so it'd be on a case by case basis, yes.
I would say we gotta ask their insurance.
I sent a question to him earlier this week and I haven't heard back.
I mean, we can't have county employees insured through our insurance. We let somebody that ain't an employee run it, let's just say they run into a building and do damage. That's the part that I would say,
Well, don't we have liability?
but yeah, for our county
And
employees.
they are, the whole fair board is on the volunteer insurance.
I'd be fine with it, as long as you check with the insurance and it's fine with them if they're covered.
I sent a question to him earlier this week and I just haven't heard back.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Like, a contractor has his own insurance, so they're covered under their own policy.
right.
Right, yeah,
Well-
and they do submit that to the county, yeah.
Just anybody running it, even a volunteer, you'll run into an insurance problem if they hit something or somebody gets
Right,
run
yeah,
over.
we're only asking for fair board.
As long as, I mean, I'm fine with it, as long as the insurance covers them, whoever's operating.
But the city always did, I can't speak for the city now. They were really particular about that, just like you're saying. Because you automatically, if you step into any piece of equipment, you're automatically on the county's insurance. Whether you wanna be or not, no, I was driving, and it's county equipment. Well, I'd be real careful about that, that's opening a can of worms.
Right, we were only asking for those that are on the fair board that are already on the volunteer policy.
And the reason this question came up is because some of the fair board people that are on that board have been using
Skid steer.
skid steer and stuff down there
Shouldn't have been.
during the.
Without permission.
They were employed here before.
You know what?
They were employed here before, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that don't make it right. According
Okay, so
to
your,
the insurance company.
so your motion, if you, the motion, Jerry, based on what insurance comes back with for fair board only.
As long as it's covered under insurance, cause just back into a post or back into a site of a pickup, county vital. If we don't,
So is that your motion? Your second? Second by Mr. Bettis, first by Mr. Jared Miller, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Pose same sign, motion carries, based on what insurance comes back with.
I have it there.
Okay, and then, for recycling, contamination is still an issue. In the dirty, people are just, throwing stuff in, not, we're not getting hit with contamination fees, but it's just disgusting and dirty. So I need to do more site visits, but then that's more of my time and, which I don't have, so, this committee has not talked about my time, but apparently personnel has tossed it around a bit, and there was one, recommendation, while, Land and Water was going to take it and they need 20 hours, why don't we just give Charmaine support staff, for 20 hours? I would 100% love that, then I could stay doing all that I'm doing, but yet do it well and actually do it on time. So I'm just throwing that out there. Clean sweep report, that was the 25th, and do I have it on? Yeah, okay, here we go. And it was crazy, it was absolutely nuts. There we go. We did 2 lines, hoping 1 line for electronics, 1 line for everything else. They were backed up way too beyond the railroad tracks for quite a while. So we checked in, we put them in 2 lanes, and 95% of the people were patient, let me just say that. So the first stop was pharmaceuticals in Sharps. There's drugs that came in, so we have a pharmacist sort them between controlled and non-controlled, and then Deputy Zilke took the controlled, and then the rest goes with the hazmat team. Okay, we took in 38 gallons of Sharps in 4 hours. Sharps disposal is a huge problem in the county. Yeah, so I'll just keep doing collections as long as we have the Stericycle contract. Then the next stop was tires. So you got Runstrom and Jeremy doing tires. We took in 23 tires, 12 inches and under, 78 13 to 15 inch, 46 16 to 19 inch, and 11,260 pounds for a total of 6.69 tons of tires, which is actually down a little bit from last year. Hazardous waste totals, things like that, I don't have totals on. There we go, there's your tires. And we also took in batteries, anything sealed lead, rechargeable, and we took in propane tanks for a charge. And then the rest, this is really super slow, I am sorry today. Then you drive on the tarp for the hazardous waste, and they sorted it. One person brought in like 800 bulbs, so the totals for bulbs will be off the charts. In this company, they had 3 clean sweeps in a row, and they're like, we used all of our bulb containers here. So they were gonna struggle at the next 2. They sorted everything, whether it's corrosive, toxic, you name it. And then the electronics collection, and they offered everything free, including TVs. So mountains and mountains of TVs came in. The only thing they charged for was Freon appliances, and we had 22 dehumidifiers, 4 freezers, 14 refrigerators, and 8 air conditioners. So normally we have around 200 people that come. 321 people attended the event. 40% brought in hazardous waste, 17% brought in medications and Sharps, 25% tires, and 83% electronics and appliances. So very successful event. So there's just a little update on that. The next thing I have is elimination of attendant reimbursement for curbside pickup 2025. If you remember back in February, and we have some new committee members, so I'll just give you a little recap. The recycling program used to be 100% grant funded, except for Clean Sweep. But there's been drastic increases, and that grant has not changed since 1995. So you can only imagine if your revenue stays the same, but your expenses skyrocket, you have to do something different. The Village of Hawkins, their bill kept growing and growing and growing, and so I took it to this committee, requesting that we pay some, but not the whole thing. And so that was approved, but when the recycling program was established over 30 years ago, it was for drop-off sites only. Some municipalities chose to do curbside, but brought the items to a recycling site and did so at their own expense. For example, the Village of Bruce, they contract with the waste haulers. Soon they're gonna be doing it on their own. They pay for that. So, and we worked out a deal with the city of Ladysmith, many years ago, which is our largest municipality. But then we weren't paying any drop-off sites, for curbside reimbursement, but we had grant funds, so why not? It was a grant eligible expense. Well, now there are no grant funds. Expenses keep going up and up. So what I'm requesting is that you eliminate curbside reimbursement beginning in 2025, excluding the city of Ladysmith. So, who would that affect? That would affect, and some curbside people, I've already asked them, you know, hey, grant funds are doing, you know, staying the same, expenses and more, and they graciously gave it up. But it would continue, so Village of Bruce, we never pay for that. It would affect Village of Conrath, who, they're okay not reimbursing. Village of Sheldon, they're okay not getting reimbursed. Town of Wilkinson does curbside, but we've never reimbursed them. So it would affect Village of Hawkins. Now, they do have it in their 2024 budget, some estimated revenue there, so I would like to make this effective 2025, so that all municipalities affected have time to adjust, you know, it's budget time, to include that in their budget for 2025. Any questions on that?
Question on the propane tanks, how come you charge for that?
Because I have to pay to get rid of them.
Why do you have to pay to get rid of them?
Well, unless you put a bullet through them, you know, they can explode, so.
No, they can't.
Scrap dealers will not take them, some of them, so,
Yeah, but they won't explode.
well, if you would like to take them from me.
I'm just saying,
Yes,
I've been in the business for 20 years, I know what they don't.
yes. The place that I take them will not take them unless there's a charge. And it is, people don't mind paying for that because there's nowhere to get rid of them.
Yeah, there is. Right back to the place where you got it, to the dealers.
Walmart's not going to take them, you know, those little 1 pounders, that's mainly what comes in.
One pounders are excluded, I'm talking about for grill bottles and such.
There are places that will take them, and I do tell people
They rebuild
when
them
they
and
call
paint
me
them and.
that they can do that, but most people wanna come and get rid of everything. Well, if they wanna do that, I have to use the haulers that, you know, the vendors that I have access to, and the ones that do charge for them. So I charge, people gladly pay so they can get rid of all theirs that they've been saving up for a
One
year.
pounders you can't even throw in the garbage.
Right, and that's mainly what comes in, but when I offer that and I advertise, hey, 1 pounder's bringing in for $1, well, what about the 30 pounders? What about, you know?
Right.
And so I'm like, you can, but then I have to charge. Can you take it to other vendors? Yes, and I do tell people year round they can do that, but at that event, if you bring it to me, I have to charge you.
What do you charge?
It was $5 for, one of the big ones.
Yeah, 20 pounder.
Yep, otherwise it was $1.
Okay, so is there a motion to,
Why are we excluding the city then?
They are okay, so our funding is based on
It's curbside,
population.
right?
It is curbside and they choose to do it, but you are gambling with like 70% of your grant because they could just say, well, we're gonna be our own RU then. There goes a great portion of your grant.
Well, it goes on how much you recycle.
Yes, so if they would pull out, cause if we stop paying,
So
then
basically,
that could be their choice that they do that. And what we pay the city of Ladysmith is nowhere near the cost. We have not changed that rate since 2017. It's $3,727.50. They probably do that in a month, and that's all we give them for an entire year. So that is why I want the city of Ladysmith excluded. So pretty much, this is only affecting the village of Hawkins. So if you'd like to change that to just village of Hawkins,
yeah, their bill was pretty high if I remember right.
it was $1,743.75. We only paid 50%. And that was for 2023, so that's why you can do that for 2024, but they do have revenue budgeted, so that's why I'm requesting to do it in 2025 to give them time to alter their budget. But yes, if you wanna just do the village of Hawkins, that would be fine.
Exclude the city of Ladysmith, right, one or the other.
Yes, so grand, motion would be to, eliminate reimbursement for curbside recycling excluding city of Ladysmith. Or if you just wanna do, eliminate curbside reimbursement for the Village of Hawkins. In 2025, that
They're
works.
still using the recycled dumpster over there.
Yes, because, yes,
Town of Hawkins has it too.
yes, we are not touching
That.
drop off sites at all. This is only curbside, reimbursement
So,
Which part?
for the village, Village of Hawkins?
yeah,
Okay,
there's no curbside in, city.
okay,
Excluding the city of Ladysmith, okay, got it.
So motion by Mr. Miller for excluding Ladysmith.
Second.
Second by Aaron Whiteway, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charmaine. I think we're done with everybody on that side of the street. Administrative coordinator.
Okay, so you have two A, B, and C are subleases for the Oakley building. So that is in the original agreement that you guys approved, that if they're gonna sublease space, they have to come back through us to get approval to do that. So there are three separate subleases that I am asking for approval for today. One is with Evergreen Surgical, effective August 2nd. One is with Western Wisconsin Urology, effective back to May 9th. And one is with Chippewa Valley Orthopedics, effective back to May 9th. And these are specialists that are here a handful of times every month to see local people, so this is, a good thing because it brings more providers into the area.
Approve all three at the same turn, or do you want to separate?
Well, I listed them separate, so I probably want them separate.
Okay, so let's get off the page. To approve sublease on the Evergreen Surgical effective date August 2nd, 2024, is there a motion?
No. Second.
Who said first? First by Mr. Goods, second by Mr. Whitewright. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All the same sign, motion carried. B, approve sublease of 101 Lake Avenue, Ladysmith, with Western Wisconsin Urology, effective May 9th, 2024. Motion. So moved. First by Mr. Whitewright, motion.
Second.
Second by Mr. Hanson, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Approval sublease at 1101 Lake Avenue, Ladysmith, with the Chippewa Valley Orthopedics, effective May 9th, 2024. Motion. Motion by Mr. Whitewright, second. Second by Mr. Goods, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. D, LTE maintenance tech and extra help.
Okay, so as Shar mentioned, we are running short in our maintenance department, and with the fair going on right now, we are really strapped. So we're asking for the permission to post for 2 LTE maintenance techs. So we're currently down, our facilities manager, and we will be losing a maintenance tech here sometime in late August, early September. They could really use some help with those absences. There will be some budget savings, of course.
So, motion by Mr. Biller, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hanson, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Relocating administration and HR offices. That's me.
Yep.
So, based on the layout, we went up there and looked again, and the traffic pattern, and the traffic flow, if we was to put them up there, one, they have to walk all the way around through Charmaine's thing, and then, or we can leave it open, which means they'll still have to walk through that hallway. If we relocate the 4-H director down, then they're still all gonna be walking through that office. So, the alternative we came up with is, you guys know where Tom Hall's office is?
Yeah.
That's our alternative, because what's her name's not in that office very often at all. So you put Ashley and Rich Summerfield in that whole block right there. And it's less disruption. And no building costs or worried about doing anything. So that's the
It is out of the way for people going all the way back in there. Well, to see either one of them, or all three of them.
My point is it keeps them all together too. And it keeps people from, I know it's been an issue, for people to go see a doctor.
So this is for who, Ashley, and
There's some,
what's going in? Ashley's office and your son.
whatever Tom needs to store probably. Well, we're gonna have to do a little bit of shuffling, it is what it is. Huh?
Have these people been approached on it?
I haven't talked to him because I figured bring it to you guys first. No reason to disrupt the whole world until it's done.
You fine with it, Ashley?
Yeah.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Miller, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hanson, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Sheriff and jail, removal of sheriff's department storage from gate average.
This is requested to put on there by joint management.
I know nothing about it.
They wanted a discussion on it, but, so we're just bringing it up. The last estimate you had for a new building, what was it, 350, 400,000?
Right.
So they just wanted us, so that we talk about it, they just want us out of it.
That's been that way since we had it here. That's the conversation.
But we know we can't, but we don't have the money anywhere to build it. We don't even know where we need to put it.
One of the things that, the city brought up was there's like on Highway 8, on the south side of Highway 8, there's like an old bus garage or something.
Yeah, where was that? I think Mr. Monahan made that comment once.
He falls square.
Oh, I don't know, but senior.
But it's
mentioned that.
multiple little buildings.
Yeah.
It is.
It's not ideal.
They brought up why it has to be in a building. I tried explaining that to them, but. So I don't know if you can make the next joint management building, or,
I certainly can try. Next Thursday.
but they wanted on the agenda because they were, some of the other committee members were.
Yeah,
Never,
they
we
wanted
don't
it
even
so-
discuss it in property, so we put it on there so we can make everybody aware. They want us out of that building so we can rent it out.
I guess my question is, do they have a legitimate renter that wants that building? They've always said we have somebody, but they've never provided us with a name or information of who. We did do a few walkthroughs with some companies that never panned out. So, but that's kinda where I'm at. I mean, if they legitimately have somebody and it would make the county money, I just don't know where we go, that's the trouble. That's,
Maybe paying the other joint management buildings.
Jesus. Thanks, John.
Jez Road, I think.
Jez and Dowdy are both empty and have been for months.
But they're trying, what do they call that?
I know what they're trying.
Infill?
Infield. They
Yeah.
wanna put an infield building in there, so they don't wanna rent the buildings out.
Yeah, I know. So, and I guess basically the conversation is, okay, here we are discussing it, so they come to play with an actual renter. That needs to be addressed.
How many square?
Who's building it?
Pardon?
Joint management.
Joint,
Well, I don't know, how does that work?
I think the section we're in is 20,000.
And that's what those forest buildings are.
20,000? Out on Jez, right?
yeah, because they wanna put one in the center of another 20,000.
That's the only building in the black, right?
And that is what's in the red list here.
Or yeah, the red, I mean. But we just rented out another part of it, didn't we?
We're talking about gates
Yeah.
or forest buildings? Oh,
The gates,
gates?
cause they were supposed to put a fence in the other end.
Mm-hmm. I think complete or by origin or what are they
By
called now?
origin.
Yeah, they expanded, mm-hmm.
That's just for storage.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
We discussed it, so.
We discussed it until somebody comes to like action plans it on that. It's kind of up to you. Okay, counter office to propose police lease renewal.
Okay, just need 1 second. So Kelly's here from the police department. You guys had approved, a proposal to send to the police and fire commission. It was a 20% initial increase and then a 5% one-time increase for IT services and then ongoing 5% annual increases. And the police and fire commission has countered your offer. It is their understanding that rent would only increase on the 13,360 amount. So taking that 7,000 for receptionist services out of the increase. So that was one, kind of point of contention there. And then they countered, they would like a 4-year agreement instead of a 2-year agreement. And then they are asking for a 10% increase in 2025, and then a 5% increase rolling after that.
Yeah,
Oh.
what's the overall change?
Okay. Okay, so we proposed in 2025 an increase from $20,360 to $25,450. And in 2026, an increase to $26,722.50. Okay, and then they have countered at an increase for 2025 to $21,696. In 2026, $22,780.80. 2027, $23,919.84. And in 2028, $25,115.83.
So how much is the first increase ain't that much from before that?
What are they paying right now for 2024?
For 2024, they're at $20,360.
That's what they've been paying for the last 8-10 years, ain't it?
Yeah, from what I can find in Andy's files, the rent has been the same for quite some time. And then that 7,000 for the receptionist dates back to 2001.
So they don't really want the rent to go up at all in their proposal?
They instead of a 25% increase for next year, they are countering with a 10% increase.
What'd you say, dropping 7,000 for?
Yes, okay, so they pay rent is $13,360. And then that reception agreement is $7,000. So the police and fire commission believe that the rent increase should only be based on that rent amount, not the reception. Right, am I saying that right, Kelly? Okay.
In 2025, they'll pay 21,696 plus 7,000.
No, that's the total.
Right, that's the total.
That includes the 7,000.
And I will say that the police chief did offer that, the chair of the police and fire commission would be willing to come here to talk with you if you would like that at one of your meetings.
With Cora Schultz.
If we don't agree, if they don't agree to our price, what's gonna happen? The hell kind of face is that? I mean, it's our building and they're counter offering on what we're gonna charge. I mean, it's kinda ultimatum, either you pay this or, it hasn't increased since I've been on the board, and that's over 10 years.
In the last 10 years, stuff went up considerably.
Yeah. So in my opinion, we stick to what we offered them.
Probably just based on these numbers. Maybe all the way out to 2028, you're gonna get 25,000.
Was ours a 2 year or 4 year that we offered them?
We had a 2.
And I would say up to 2.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go 4, which is setting up for failure. Stuff jumps in 4 years, you're stuck to a contract. And down that road.
I'll make a motion to keep it to our offer.
Motion by Gary to keep the original offer in place. Is there a second? I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign.
No.
Carried.
Are we gonna invite them to our next meeting?
Yeah.
Talk about this?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, I'll invite them on behalf of the committee then. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get shot at the next fire commission.
We did that purposely, just for you.
Alright, change funding source for dispatch window tint.
Jeff.
Sorry.
Change funding source for dispatch tint.
Been a long night. Georgia came forward with, having, windows tinted in dispatch to where the inmates can't see in, but jail can see out. And we were looking to pay for that out of donated money. But it's our understanding that the donated money that we're counting on goes back to the, general fund to balance the levy. So we'd like to change that over to come out of the jail equipment fund. We just wanted to let you know that we're changing the path of where it's coming from, so.
How much is it to tint the windows?
I don't remember what the number was.
That's $4,000.
I think 4,000.
Ooh.
Yeah. This is expensive though, I have my card on it. Ooh, thanks.
Don't tell him that, it's illegal to tint windows, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, it's my Minnesota card, not my Minnesota card.
Still driving in Wisconsin, right?
Just threw that right out there.
I did.
So, no update other than just to let you know we're changing line items.
You don't need that really in a motion, do you?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
needs to be
because
documented in the minutes.
Yeah,
Alright,
correct.
so move.
Motion by Gary, second by Mr. Whiteway to change the funding source for dispatch window tint to the jail funding. Is that
Jail
right?
equipment.
Huh?
Jail equipment.
Jail equipment. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All the same sign, motion carried. Now we just skip the whole bunch there. Union station refrigerator purchase, who's doing that?
Jeremy asked if he could go to the end, cause he's in no rush.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Jeff.
I thought he told you in the hallway.
Jeff, did they, so the last Thursday, we're gonna tour the Gates building.
Okay.
After our meeting, it's usually like 4:00, 4:30.
Good. Everything went good.
That's a heart surgery.
Okay, number 6, we're skipping number 4, Jeremy requested to last. And number 6 will be insurance, county cars and central services, review of insurance claims and county car usage, and review of 2025 proposed budget.
So I sent you guys all the insurance and the county car usage reports. I don't think there's really anything significant on either one. We did get the second quarter county car usage mileage entries posted, so, it should be fairly accurate, but we do not have fuel posted yet for June. And then as far as the budgets go, these are budgets that I prepare that you guys are the overseeing committee on, so I just wanted you guys to see what I'm proposing for those budgets for 2025 and give you a chance to make any edits before I take it to the finance committee.
Good morning, everyone. Seems a little heavy in this room right now. Okay.
I got a question on the insurance one.
Sure.
Garage door lowered on the transport vehicle.
Yes, so we had, I think it was Ready Transport, was here to transport an inmate. And, unfortunately, the garage door was prematurely lowered, and that door opener is so old that there were no safety precautions in place, so the door just kept lowering and crushed the front, like, windshield area of the transport vehicle. No one was injured, no one was in the vehicle, but,
So it has safety on it now, correct?
yes, so we called you from the garage that day and let you know what had happened, and it's going to be, we believe, under that $1,500 mark, but yes, he strongly encouraged that we get the bounce back technology in there.
Are we looking into that, or doing that?
I believe it's done, I think Miranda just called me on that yesterday or the day before. Yep.
Any other questions on the insurance claims, car, and review? 25?
It's a very small Sally port, so you can't really pull all the.
Well, either you come in or you out, while you parked under the door.
We can go down that road.
I had to, you guys, I had
Well,
to.
it's a legitimate question,
I think so too, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions for, Jamie? That's all you needed, right, Jamie? Yep. I read it out. IT? Alright, back up to number 4, Jeremy.
Welcome aboard, everybody. How we doing? Good. Okay. On the heels of the Health and Human Services Board, we have a preventative ask here in relation to our immunization refrigerator. If you come to our department, we have a tall, skinny refrigerator that is specific for immunizations, looks a lot like this. And it's got sensors in it, it's got all kinds of things, because the vaccines that we have for our service array is very expensive. Right now on board, we have in excess of $10,000 worth of vaccines in our fridge. Our fridge is about 20 years old, okay? We have a grant through public health immunization as a part of our grants and contracts. As a result, we would like to purchase a new fridge. The life expectancy generally is 10 to 15 years. We're at 20, okay? It's working still, but we don't wanna have to run into a scenario where we're racing vaccine over to like Barron County that they have space in their fridge, okay? And so we got 2 estimates, ironically, 2 different companies, same exact fridge. One is $2,400 less than the other one. Insane, okay? We spent a lot of time trying to figure out what we're missing, but the first bid that came back was like $6,800, $6,894. The second bid that came in from Lab Rep Co. is $4,413. We have, like I said, a grant available through our public health immunization program to purchase this. We have excess of $10,000 in that grant, which was just extended through the end of the year. And we'd like to respectfully have your permission to forge ahead with that purchase. $6,894.
Up to what?
I was gonna say, just to,
Is there shipping on that?
there shouldn't be. I think that was the total number, 4413, but maybe just to be safe, that it shouldn't. But there was a, say 5,000. Cause on the other, on the first estimate, they did not have shipping and handling charges as well. It was just like all in that number. So if you're comfortable with 5,000, that would be the ask, but I think we're gonna be at that 4,400.
Jeremy, question. Do both of the refrigerators, or one of them, do they have gauges on the outside and with the reading, so you know what the temperature is inside?
100%.
Only reason I asked that, I'm not that smart, but I was at Walmart yesterday, and I was looking at theirs while I was waiting for my stuff, and it's all marked outside. You don't have to guess what it is.
It's right there.
It tells you.
This is almost similar to the current one that we have. It's all on the outside, and then we also get these newfangled kids these days, they get it sent to their phone. So like Amanda Weiner, one of our public health nurses, she will have that information to her phone. So in case there's an alarm that goes off, we can be timely. And so it's very sophisticated, it's very specific, the freezer portion versus the refrigerator portion.
What are we doing with the cold?
We just gotta have it on hand in case we need it.
Some people were thinking no, I believe that there's an option to recycle it, but don't quote me on that. I believe.
The question would be, are you going to keep this one until it goes south? Or are we just gonna change out to be safe?
I think we'd like to migrate to the new one because of the shelf life. I can come back and report to you guys what would be the outcome of the order. I don't think that anybody is going to buy it because of the same concern why I'm here, because we're at the shelf life. You're right, that's exactly right. So I'll get back to you, because I don't have the answer.
It shouldn't be for long.
There's the whole works on it. Not that I wanna bore you to death with this, but
As motion on the floor,
Oh.
Mr. Miller, seconded by Mr. Webb. Up to $5,000 on the new refrigerator purchase for HHS. From the grant. From the grant. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
I'll I'll report back. Just as part of that discussion was, you know, we're talking about Hep B, tetanus, flu, when we're in flu season for kiddos and adults and our staff and all that kind of stuff. That's all the stuff that's in this fridge. Very important, very expensive. Whatever you need. We have to special order what you need.
Probably.
Sorry. Any other questions?
No, that was pretty painless.
I'll find out exactly what we're gonna do with that.
What's the shipping date on something like that once you order?
That's a great question. Oh, man. Let me see if she put it in her narrative here. Not certain, but I would think relatively timely, honestly. And there was only two companies that kind of had the same style, that's why I've only got two bids for you. I'll find out two things, estimated time of arrival, and what do we do with the old one? Cause they're pretty skinny, so I don't think you can do it in. We have to do nice things.
Way to encourage.
Yeah, well, hey, just get through the Friday. Any other questions?
No.
Thanks for coming to work today. You're a super nice people.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend, okay? Thank you.
We're waiting on all this.
I was gonna say, usually you're waiting on. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day, okay? Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Jerry.
Even you. Thank you.
Well, that takes us back down to IT.
Thanks, you guys.
So I texted him, I told him that he's
Have a
out,
good day.
he said thanks, that was about 5 minutes ago, so I imagine he's on way. So there still have not been any credit card invoices entered in. So I have a list here, there's 37 that we don't have support for yet. The last one was entered in 79 days ago.
Hi, Bucks.
Hello, you're up, Alex. All right, IT department updates and reports. For the updates right now, what we're doing is, we're going to be rewiring the visitor center in regards to, the modem and the network that's out there. They originally did it, they didn't do it the way it should have been done. So we're gonna be doing that. As far as the other reports and stuff like that, most of the ones coming in have been fairly small. We haven't had too many big ones, right now. Trying to get Walt up on doing what's called the LASO, LESO, which is actually for the sheriff's department. And then, let's see, as far as the capital improvement project requests, I don't have a copy of that. I don't know if you guys do or not. But that one I don't, have, so I can't really comment on that too much.
Gary already presented that one for you, so
Yeah.
this will just be like, when you present your budgets to this committee, just like, and then we'll have the capital improvement plan as well, so you can explain what you're working in from that.
Yep. Yeah, we put it together, you know, with each other, but, I didn't have a copy of it. And then the credit card invoice entry, policy and compliance. I've got a couple of them in, but I'm still not caught up, I'm nowhere near caught up. Everything's just pretty much been, dealing with the open record stuff lately, but, the credit cards, I don't have caught up.
I thought our game plan was to kind of just set a day or a half day or something to do that.
Yeah, what we're gonna do is use Fridays for it. Like this week, I've been gone all week for being sick. But other weeks, yeah, I mean, we've tried to do on Fridays, cause that's usually when there's less people in here. Things just keep coming up, you know, as the fires come up, you try to knock them down. I don't know, I don't have a good answer for it. I mean, it seemed to work pretty well before, with Charmaine helping out.
I know you all keep saying that, we can, like, put that to bed, that's been said 100 times already.
It has, just what I'm stating is just that seemed to work, and if we go to a system, at least like that, you know, where we get it down to that, that's fine. You know, set the time aside. You know, it's scheduled to do it today after the open records requests. I've got one left, I gotta get done. I've been working on it since a little after 5 this morning. When that one's done, my anticipation is to hop over and do the invoices.
So can you comfortably say to us that today you can bring that up?
I don't know how many there are, so I don't want to fib you. I can tell you I can make a good, strong dent in it, you know, and then whatever I don't get done then, there's Monday, you know, or even this weekend. Saturday I can't, I gotta
Well,
see my mom.
I think we all are being pretty gracious to try
You
and
guys are.
work with you.
You guys are, yes.
And I think we've given you much ample time to come up with a solution, figure it out, understand, you know, it's been thrown back your way, and the Charmaine thing, we can, like I said, throw that
Yep.
aside and be done with it.
Yep.
Now let's concentrate on you making the time, figuring out the time, and get it caught up. I think that's pretty fair from this committee, we gave them every.
It's very fair,
time.
yes.
So, I don't know where to go from here or what to say different to you, and if anybody else got anything to say, feel free to chime in.
About how many is there?
37.
37. Does that sound handleable?
It does, I don't know if I get them all done today, I mean, into tonight, yeah, you know, I keep working on them. I usually stick around late anyway, but,
Well, I know you've been sick, and I apologize, I don't wanna throw,
no, it happens, I mean, everyone gets sick, it's just the way it is, but no, you guys have been very, very generous on it. Just try to get as much done as we can, you know? And I know it's a priority, especially for finance, cause it makes their job harder, you know.
Well, and I'm worried about the other departments cause I know, you know, sometimes you order things for other departments, so if they don't have those invoices to be able to enter in, it's hard for them to work on their 2025 budgets or project where they're gonna be at for 2024, because they don't know what they don't have.
and that's just around the corner.
I mean, yeah, we need those budgets back by the 26th of this month, so.
So you're kind of under our time right now, based on finance, because budgeting is just around the corner. So, if anybody got anything else they wanna ask or put in for suggestions or anything?
It looks like you're gonna be burning the midnight oil.
I'm used to it, that's okay. Yeah, I mean, what I can do is, you know, if everyone on the committee wants, I can send an update tonight, let you guys know where we're at. You know, so you guys at least would know that, or, you know, on Monday, or whatever you guys want that way. At least you will see the progress that was made, and see that we're moving forward and getting it done.
Okay, thank you.
Is that what you wanna do?
Yeah. do
Okay.
that for us,
Okay.
please.
Do you guys want one tonight, or you want one Monday, or how do you, or both, or?
Monday's fine.
Okay.
Just really please strongly focus on this. It's a topic that has been here or on every agenda.
I know.
And I get it, I kinda understand some of it, but it is your department. Rope it in, let's get it done. Because we're not setting a very good standard for the rest of the departments, because if everybody else starts falling behind, we really have a problem.
And I don't mean to keep pushing your guys' boundaries or anything like that. I apologize for that. Not meant to do that, nor is it meant to do that to finance either, because I know they've got enough other stuff to do too.
Yep. So that's about all I got to say on that, and if everybody else is good with that, we'll just go with that for now.
Okay.
Other than that, is there anything else? I don't see anything else. Approval of the bills, has everybody looked for the bills? Thank you, Bugs.
Yep.
asking? Spit it out. We're visiting the fairgrounds at JYE on the 6th. And if anybody wants to come along on the property side of it, they're more than welcome to kind of see all the updates and everything that has been done out there. The east wing is up, completed. Floors have been done in the watering hole and chuck wagon, fans are up. New coolers. It's been quite a busy,
Bleachers are getting painted.
so,
The bathrooms have been installed and 24 showers,
no, not quite that far yet, but
There are,
good thought.
Get the next meeting date?
Yeah, it's the second, Jerry, slow down.
August 7th.
What, you got a coffee date?
Yeah.
Come on. Well, it'd be August
August
6th.
9th.
August 6th, I moved that already, remember? Now we're gonna fall back on
August
track.
7th.
August 7th.
Wednesday now?
Sorry, yes. Remember, we already
8
approved
o'clock.
this, but the holidays and everything fell in the way. So we're gonna put it on GYE and property on that same day.
JY's on the 6th though.
And then we moved it because of the
Well, you
fair.
can still move it.
Is there anything going on in your morning in the 6th?
Well, let me check.
Really messing with Gary's schedule here.
No. No.
Put it on the 6th, it's not like we use Monday.
So you want it at 8 o'clock?
Yeah, Jerry bumped it from the 6th,
6th?
but
On the 6th instead?
Yeah.
At 8 o'clock?
Out at the fairgrounds, or at
no,
Oh,
We're
here,
changing
here.
property to August 6th for just one time.
right, but it would well, no, see, Gary's gonna technically follow JYE's schedule.
Well, JYE is screwed up.
Yeah,
JYE is
they
supposed to
did
be
it,
at
they
7.
did it, they did it. So,
And that's at what time? JY's at what time? 1 o'clock, right?
So our next meeting is on the 6th at 8 o'clock.
yes.
Dear.
Just pass it along to JYE's gonna have to go to
That's at 2 o'clock.
It starts here at 2, we get done with all the court people and then we go on that.
That could be midnight.
No.
We have to come in here first and do all the court DA and stuff, so once we get that out of the way, then we're gonna.
It's
2 o'clock here.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock for the property.
For the property.
You remember us moving, right?
Yeah.
That news was a whole week for me. That's huge.
This year,
Can you tell us after the, motion to adjourn? Motion by Miller, second by Mr. Goodis to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Alright.
so
Opposed, same sign, or adjourned.
there's no lactating, there's 2 lactating house members. 61 Gary, 68 Reed, 85 K, 20, she, 22 goats, 29 horses, 20 rabbits, 2 And typically at the state fair, there's only 96 or
24, it's gonna show you November 24, but if you wanna look back to 23, see who's in there last year,
10:30.
Yeah, so then you have to click, yeah, you have to click right today.
You never know how long. Well, got a lot of confidence in you there, thanks, Sherry.
So if it's a journal entry or an AP invoice, then you can click in and see the invoices, like this, the attachments.
Are we in here?
Threw me right under the bus.
Are we in here?
At the board.
No, you moved it down behind the elevator.
Yeah.
How do I do that?
I'll-
Cause I asked her.
yeah. I'll put it in the system so a check gets cut next week.
Okay, cause I asked them, they said, no, we haven't got a check.
Are they gonna send an invoice or?
No.
No?
You go through the, either walk in the front door, or review the door. to the
Right,
side,
and maybe that letter we got.
In the letter. Into the reception area.
Okay,
Okay.
yep, I'll put that into the system, so.
Okay, so.
Yeah, it should be on your finance report next week then.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Where's that on that county shop,
In the back room, go in the front door, then go through the key to the back room.
Just go through the front door, hang a left, on the gate, thing underneath there, open it, it's not open, and then lock it to the left.
Maybe, probably.
Well,
You could get on your key fob.
I don't know what it is, but neither one of them work.
Yeah.
Not right, anyway.
No.
Do you ever think of that, stuff that you was telling me about? When you were-
I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna look and see if I can do it. So, have a good weekend.
Okay, we'll see you, Jerry.
Yeah.
Good now.
Bye, guys.
Well, I gotta get my glasses changed one of these days.
You do?
Yes, I think it's been 10 years since I got the same glasses.
Oh, well, you got your money's worth.
Yes.
That's okay. I put off all my stuff like that for sure, all the
Yes.
time. That's what we do.
As long as you can see, it's all right.
Yeah, you don't even notice, or you might start noticing a little something, but not bad enough to do anything about it. Yeah, I know.
I renewed my driver's license and I passed their test. I don't even have to have glasses for driving.
That's
So,
nice.
Yeah, so. but-
Yeah. But since we need them for reading, we just,
Yeah.
I always tell people, well, this is a pretty good place to store your reading glasses, just right here on your nose.
Yeah, that's right. Have a good one.
Take care.